孫悟空を殺すために作られたんだろ？
そうだ。
Hello everybody, Dokkan here. Welcome to another Dokkan battle video. So today I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of a different video. This should still be the should you summon video for our boy Android 16. We're gonna be taking a look at him at full level 10 links, Rainbow Star. This is the private server showcase, things like that. But yeah, we're gonna discuss whether you should summon or not on the banner. Granted that the unit is gonna be releasing at about 5 hours from the time I'm recording this, so I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a preview as to how this unit works and everything. And show you guys my thoughts regarding the unit, whether you should summon for the character or not, depending on like whether you like the character, whether you like the categories that he's providing a lot of support in, and or whether it's going to be beneficial for you to summon on the banner, being this close to the anniversary. So let's go ahead and talk about Android 16. He leads androids or uncontrollable power category key +3, 200% to HP, attack and defense +170%, with the extra HP attack and defense +50% for characters who belong to the Android/Cell Saga, Mission Execution, or Artificial Lifeforms category. Now we're taking a lot of punishment here early on, taking a couple of super attacks here. Not good for our boy 16. Now this is the private server, so do keep in mind the build of these guys are not as you would expect, right? Not only that, you do not want to get super attacked immediately as soon as you're like starting things off with a character like this one, who does need to get his engine running, like doing a few super attacks here and there and things like that. Even though we had 60% damage reduction, we did took some substantial amount of damage coming out of Rose. So we have a super attack here, the Rocket Punch. Greatly raises attack and defense for 4 turns, causes immense damage to the enemy. And we have a unit super attack here, Triple Annihilation. Greatly raises attack and defense for 4 turns and causes immense damage to the enemy. And also raises allies' defense by 50% for 2 turns. Now this can be activated with an ally whose name includes 17 or 18 attacking in the same turn. Here is my reasoning as to whether you should summon or not. First and foremost, we are on the basically 2 months 2 months countdown, I guess, for the anniversary. We are 2 months away for us to be able to get that, and that's 1. 2, intros, sorry. Alright, third of all, second of all, what's the interest? Third of all, we do see that, this character does need to have Android 17 on the rotation. This is not great. Already, we're seeing faults in our plans, right? The rotation locking can be pretty annoying here, so let's go ahead and play this, sure. I'll keep talking. One of the main reasons I think summoning on this guy really is not the greatest idea is due to the fact that you do need a 17 to trigger his unit super attack. Either that or an 18 character. And right now, funnily enough, we do not have the greatest of lineups when it comes to a character like a 17, except for the side banner character that's coming alongside Android 16. So it is going to have you thinking, like, if I get 16, I have to go back in the banner so I can get 17, which is not the greatest of cases here, because if you do, you're basically gonna keep spending stones until you get both of them, or you end up being very lucky and just getting both of them at the same time, or one first, which is 17, and then the Dokkan Festival one at the fact. There's so many things here and there, right? Recently, we got the news on the JP side of things, on the campaign news. Most recently now on the global side, since it's 7 p.m., we do got the campaign notice. That we are going to be getting the EZAs for the 17 and 18 character. Those tech androids are going to get their EZAs. So it's going to be very fruitful for us to get that, because it'll... Actually, it doesn't say future. So I don't know if it does need it. Oh, a little bit of a frozen stuff there. I was looking into Twitter there, but it doesn't specify if it's future or not. Let me actually look at the character again. No, it just says Android 17 or Android 18, which I'm assuming it still counts for the future side of things, but we do not know that yet. So yeah, as you can see here, we're running some androids that can be pretty good here. Right now, we're not in the greatest of points due to the rotation locking in this fight. I might jump into another fight just to test things out, but we're not looking so hot here. So Android 16, he does have his intro. He provides that intro whenever there's another androids category ally on the team, so you know you might have to run this guy with another android character, either composing the team full of androids or trying to have Android 17 alongside him. Are we dead? Yeah, dude, this fight is relentless. I may jump into the Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta fight because my goodness. And we also need to have a place where we can be able to set up our rotations accordingly, right? Not this one. Where is 17? Brother, are you kidding me? Oh, man. Yeah, 17 is going to be very, very good for... I forgot to turn off the intros. It is fine. 17 is going to be very needed, especially that STR MVP 17, the new one, which is very, very good to put on slot 1. This character does want to be on slot 1 as well, but considering that we have a fight here that he loves to lock, actually, no, not lock, stun lock, we're not going to be in the greatest of options if we are not able to dodge here. So for basic effects, actually no, for the intro, sorry, I didn't even place it there. We are getting permanent guard, and we're getting 16% defense support to all allies, which is very good. Let's see the attack spread. Yep. Oh man. And when it comes to like, this is sometimes my thought process when I'm doing this. I'm even inclined to do this, just because we can be able to get the dodge here. This guy does get a bit of extra dodge if we're fighting 2 or more enemies, so I could sacrifice him. Yeah, we're gonna have to, like, I don't want 16 to get stunned here. That's my only worry. So let me just go ahead and do that. But yeah, the reasoning as to why I'm like hesitant to let you guys know whether you should summon is due to the fact that you do need to have a 17 character alongside him. And 17, if you look at the roster of androids right now, the only good 17 is the one character that's going to be coming alongside 16. Please dodge. Thank you. Please, okay, I was gonna say please dodge again. But yeah, 17 is gonna be very imperative to have on the rotation here. We are also fighting a Goku, so you do saw that the active skill was ready to go. This can be activated whenever there's an enemy whose name includes Goku, or Cell, or starting from the 5th turn from the start of the battle. For basic effects, we're getting 3 key, 260% attack and defense. We're providing 60% for all allies, 60% defense, right? And we're providing uncontrollable power or androids category allies, attack plus 60%. You see him 24 million here, not too bad, not too shabby there. We like to see that. When attacking, he's getting 260% attack. He's building that up, of course, when attacking. Then when receiving an attack, we're getting defense plus 160%. Pretty good stuff. We didn't get any hits there, which is solid. We're gonna get supered on Cell. If we die, then we get the revive and get his little buff that he needs. Sadly, you guys saw that 17 landed on slot 7. It would have been so much better if we got the unit super attack immediately, because we could have provided that extra 50% support for 2 turns there, but the game loves to shaft me, whether it be private server or not. Then, as the first attacker in the turn, we're getting 60% damage reduction. We're launching an additional that has a 70% chance to become a super, and all allies are getting defense plus 30%, plus the additional attack plus 30% for characters who also belong to the androids or uncontrollable power category within the turn after receiving an attack. So technically speaking, I think I counted it a little bit wrong when I was doing the breakdown, but he's providing the 50% defense support for 2 turns, plus the 16% defense from his passive. Then we're also getting the 60% defense from the basic effects here, so that's technically 126. And if we count the first attacker in the turn defense buff after receiving an attack, we're getting that extra 30% defense, which amounts to 156% defense, if I'm not mistaken. So if you do have 2 running amok here, doing the unit super attack, which again, it's going to be very unlikely considering that we don't have a lot of good 17s in here. You could get up to 312%, I think I calculated it there, but I could be wrong. Do let me know in the comments below. Then as the second or third attacker in the turn, we're getting defense plus 160%, and we're launching an additional super attack when attacking. Then also we're getting, we need to dodge. I think we need to dodge Vegeta's super. Nah, we're gonna take it. I built this guy with some dodges built in his kit. 223k, that's a little bit too much. We do have tight disadvantage though, but would actually check his defense number there. This is one of the main issues about this, man. Like, if we don't have an actual proper slot 1 character in here, which 16 does want to be on slot 1, right? 60% damage reduction, we're getting the extra super, we're getting the defense support, but it is a little bit unbearable due to the fact that we get stunned on fights like this. There are not a lot of great fights that we want to like showcase this guy in. I want to go bring him in here because these are one of the top of the line biggest fights here, so we do have to be careful when it comes down to showcasing a unit, it seems. Then as the third attacker in the turn, we're getting attack plus 160%, and we're performing a guaranteed crit when attacking. Whenever there's an enemy whose name includes Goku or Cell, or starting from the 5th turn from the start of the battle, we're getting attack plus 160%. We're also getting an additional attack plus 160% when attacking as the third attacker in a turn. So pretty much you do have some instances here and there where you can put this guy on slot 3, which we could do here. We're at 827k defense. Keep in mind that we haven't done any unit super attack. So we have not been able to provide that extra defense. We're just providing the defense just because 16 is in the rotation. So it would be pretty nice to just leave it this rotation as is and see 16 being able to do all of his massive attack. But first, let's go ahead and play this active skill because this is also going to give him some good attack stats here. We do have the attack break, which is really good, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to attack break the super because the super is coming after the fact. With this active skill, we're massively raising attack temporarily and we're causing ultimate damage to the enemy, and you guys saw that we are disabling the enemy's action within the turn. So do keep in mind that this is 17's first turn, so we are providing that little scouter there, and we're guaranteed dodging all these attacks whenever there's an androids or defenders or justice category ally on the turn on the team. Sorry. So let's go ahead and do this. This is going to provide us as well with the unit super. And 17 is also providing some extra defenses after he does super. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do the unit super. This is going to be helpful again because we're going to provide that defense support for 2 turns. And we're going to, of course, see the big boy attack stance that this guy is able to get, right? This section of his passive as well is also going to be fulfilled. Him getting extra defense 160% and launching the additional super attack is going to be very helpful. Even if you put him on slot 3, this still counts, right? So we're getting attack and defense plus 160%. We're getting a guaranteed crit, and we're launching an additional super attack when attacking. It would be like he's already guaranteed critting if you put him on slot 3. So 37, wow. I shouldn't be surprised. This is him on his natural state because we're not providing a lot of attack. So We're actually, no, never mind. Let me shut up for a second there. Yeah, we are providing attack support there. Pretty big attack stats there. Look at this. Look at Cell. Look at him. 42. Looking pretty nice there. But yeah, like, see, we need to get our engines running. It's not fun when we get immediately slaughtered on slot 1 here. 56 million. Now again, I don't want to take too much into account here. Private server numbers are artificially blah blah blah, but that's pretty high. 16 million. This is by putting him on slot 3 again. Do keep in mind that he's just getting that 160% attack buff once only, and then we're getting that permanent attack plus 160%. You don't have to like place him in a certain slot 3, right? We're also getting that extra bonus of attack plus 160% because we put him on slot 3. So he's getting 2 times the 160% attack buff. And then, of course, because we're fighting a Goku or a Cell, or just starting from the 5th turn from the start of the battle, we are, of course, getting the extra attack plus 160% there. We can do the same thing. Actually, I would like to get rid of Vegeta here. So we'll do the Hell's Flash on slot 3 for this guy. So he can be able to get the extra attack plus 160% for being on slot 3. And then we'll put him on slot 1. Hopeful that we do get rid of Vegeta, so that way we don't have to struggle with this guy here. But yeah, the issue that I have with this guy is that there's not a lot of great 17s right now, right? ECA, actually, Proton made a good list of this. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and go into Proton's good old Twitter. Shouts to the boy Proton. So the 17 and 18, the future 17 and 18 androids can trigger AGL androids to 16's conditional super attack. So technically speaking, we do have a 16 on the way that can help us out here with the unit super attack. And if in any case you do not have the SDR 17 that we have here, MVP 17, then of course it'll be helpful to just get that tech 17 and 18, because they're going to be very helpful. They're going to get a lot of substantial buffs because of their ECAs, so they're going to get some good stuff going on there. In addition to that, we do have a couple of other characters, right? The possible, highly unlikely, right, because they already did announce the ECAs for these guys, but the future ECAs for the SDR Super 17, because it's Android 17 and Hellfighter 17, we could get those, but so for now, because this is an ECA that's upcoming, 47 million here, the tech future androids are going to work pretty well alongside this Android 16, so do make good usage of that. They do still trigger the conditional super attack from Android 16. 51 million is not bad. So if in any case you do not pull STR17, but if you do pull STR17, he's going to be looking pretty good. So, but yeah, like, there's not a lot of good options here for androids. We're using Cell here. And again, once you get the engine running, right, tossing out a few super attacks here and there, I would say that maybe building this team is going to be a little bit tricky due to the lack of characters. But let's say you do have Tech 17 and 18 awaiting their ECAs. They're going to be ready to go once they get their ECAs in check. And then you do pull STR 17 from the banner and alongside 16. Then you can have a setup with both of the 16s, like the leader and the friend, could trigger the conditional super attack by having a 17 on each rotation, which is very needed, so that way the extra defensive support can come in and be able to help 16 not only help the team with all the support that he's going to be providing, but these guys can be pretty good, well off in terms of defense this year. But as you can see, some of these fights can be pretty annoying here, so yeah. Let me know down in the comments below. Are you guys going to be summoning for 16? Let me know down in the comments below. Of course, the banner, we are going to get it in about less than 5 hours to go here, at least on my end. Whenever I'm uploading this video, it might be a little under 4 hours now. just so that I can prepare everything, things like that. We're gonna be live summoning for the character. I'm possibly only going to invest maybe at around 150 stones, and that's it. But if in any case we do need to do the showcases and things like that, I will do the private server showcases just like this one, and do other shenanigans with the characters like that. We're gonna get a lot of stones actually from this celebration too, so do keep an eye out for that. But yeah, let me know if you guys do enjoy this format. Basically just seeing a little bit of gameplay from 16 on the private server and talking about my thoughts and opinions whether you should summon or not. I didn't divulge a lot of information, I want to admit, but the final verdict for me is that, you know, androids is now starting to get a little bit buff. You know, we're getting the tech androids ECAs where we got STR-17. Cell can still be of good use here, like if you see this team set up here. Super 17 is also pretty nice. Do keep in mind that I believe Super 17 just missed out on having androids characters on his team, because at the time that he ECA'd, we only had like GT bosses set up, target Goku characters, which right now they're not the greatest, but 16 is able to provide him that extra help that this guy needs, to provide him that extra defense support that he does require, things like that. It'll help him out greatly. And then of course we do have this STR Cell, who released earlier this year, who could still be pretty decent on this team setup, depending on the sort of lineups and the builds that you do have for this guy. Of course, this is the private server, so I should have invested a little bit more on his hidden potential system. It's a little bit weird. I'm still learning the quirks of the private server stuff. But yeah, if you do pull this STR-17, you're going to be in a good spot. However, if you do not, and you do pull 16, you could use the tech androids. Once they get their ECAs rolling in the game and things like that, they're going to be looking pretty fine. But yeah, I would say do keep in mind that we're going to get the seriously serious all-out battle stage. So we're getting 14 tickets for free if you beat the event. I will of course do a video on covering all of those missions, so do stay tuned for that. Once you clear the seriously serious all-out battles, you get the 14 tickets. You do your summons with those tickets first. Don't use your stones right away, because again, you're going to be getting free tickets, so you can be able to do your summons. And in the case that you do pull 16 without spending a stone, it's because of those tickets. In addition to that, Dokkan Day should be coming out in 2 days time, so you could be able to take advantage of Dokkan Day. There's 14 extra tickets being given out by Dokkan Day, so get those done as well once it comes in. And then if you are patient enough, right, you would have gathered all 28 tickets, or you did the 14 from the seriously serious all-out battles, you waited until Dokkan Day, you did your summons already for the 14 tickets, you're gonna do your summons again for the 14 tickets from Dokkan Day. And if you do not get anything from those tickets, I would suggest maybe doing a rotation depending on how good the banner is going to look like, right? Because we're thinking this guy's of course going to be featured, the STR-17 is going to be featured, maybe Cell, but even I highly doubt it since he was in the previous banner, I think. We could get the Tech Android since they're going to ECA, the AGL Tech Trunks, who's also going to ECA. He's most likely going to be in the banner. We could see some other Dokkan Festival characters. We could see some side banner characters, things like that. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below. Are you guys summoning for 16? Let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Let me know if you guys do enjoy this type of format. As much as I dislike the private server, I might have to rely on it. In the case that if I do not pull the unit, I can have the sense of like, oh, I can enjoy still using 16 despite not having him in my account, and I don't have the guilt of spending a lot of money in this game, especially during Christmas season, since I do have to save. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you guys are going to summon beyond the 14 or 28 tickets that we're going to get. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys all in the next video.